Oh man, what's going on? Back at it. Didn't know I was gonna be doubling up today, or triple because I did a short. So I just heard somebody say the wildest thing that I have heard from a person in a while. And I mean, I done heard some wild stuff, but this topped it. So I'm listening to this debate, and the one guy says, well, hold on, let me try to lay it out. There's a woman who said that men only destroy things because men have all the power and power only destroys. And women are the only ones who create anything. And so the rebuttal from the guy, and the guy was actually a pretty popular streamer named Cooley. I believe his podcast is No Fugazi. And then just for context, they were on a panel with a guy named Fatty. So it was about a panel about 8 people. So anyway, Cooley's rebuttal was, among other things, he said, women abort 1 million babies a year. How do you claim that women create and men destroy when women abort 1 million babies a year? And her reply was, and I quote, "We have enough people on this planet. We don't need to worry about those 1 million clumps of cells." For one, the fact that this came from a woman is insane to me. But the other part is it really made me think about how trash the protest of people have become over the years. Like, if you look back in history, you had Rosa Parks, daughters. You had Rosa Parks arguing for people to just be able to not be treated as subhuman. You had all the people of her day, wanting equal rights for like fountains. You had the women's suffrage movements, so people could be treated effectively politically or equally politically and stuff like that. Like, we had all these causes that back in the day were really righteous causes. And then you fast forward to my generation, and we advocate and protest for the most garbage causes you could think of. Like, I will never forget one time one of my brothers pointed out that there was a protest in Canada because women wanted the right to be able to walk around topless like dudes do. And the first thing that he said, which I wholeheartedly agree with, is like, they protesting to get something that they don't even want. And lo and behold, they got it, like, immediately. Like, Canada's pretty cool. It was like, okay, cool, yeah, you can do it. Nobody used it. Nobody. I've yet to meet any woman that just wants to walk around in public with no top on. Bra, maybe, but just no top? No. A lot of women don't even like walking around their house like that. So, but out in public, really? So it was funny to me, because then I started to notice it was getting worse. The right to be able to speak Ebonics. The right to be able to sag your pants. Because they want to call it cultural expression. And it's like, yeah, you got the right to do it in the hood, amongst your culture, but everywhere? The right to be able to get a job and not do your hair. Like, and then that was early on. Then we had the whole thing for getting high. So it's like, oh yeah, we want the right to be like, it's crazy that the longer we go, the further we progress into advocating and fighting for the right of debauchery. Like, it blows my mind. And then, of course, based on this lady's statement, the right to abortions. I never thought I would live to see so many people argue, fight, protest, and vote for the legal right to kill their children. Like, and the crazy part is, I'm generally not considered pro-life. I would generally, by definition, be considered pro-choice, because I don't think that there should be legislation on that topic. And the reason why I don't think it should is because every time I hear people advocate for it, they do it from a Christian perspective. And though I'm a Christian, and though I believe we live in a Christian nation, and though I believe that 90% of the laws that we have, at least the base ones, like the earliest of them, like the ones you would take from like a Black's Law Dictionary, not like criminal offenses, not statutes and codes and all that, like not those, but like the actual basis of law is based on biblical law. That's, you can trace it back. But I don't like when people, especially in a melting pot that we have, decide that we should make law based on scripture. So I don't lean towards it, because it's rare that I hear arguments that are removed from what the Bible says. And because we have so many different cultures, I don't like the idea of setting a precedent to legislate based on your religion, because there's other religions in our country that have very different views, and I wouldn't want laws created based on their religious views. I think that should just be something you can practice on your own. Anyway, so with that, I'm generally would be considered pro-choice. However, in practice, I would be considered pro-life. I never had one, I've never suggested one, and I've taken all measures to never be in a position to need one with all the partners that I've ever been with or whatever. And it's really hard for me to be placed in the category of pro-choice when I hear the arguments that pro-choice people make, and they're just garbage. They're never good. Like, there's never good arguments. It's like, what? My question is always, why do you want this so badly? Like, I don't think that the state should be able to legislate and control how you raise and rear your own children. So, I don't think or believe that there should be laws saying that you can't use physical discipline on your kids. But I've also not somebody who just doles out spankings on a regular basis with my kids. Like, so it's like, yeah, I don't think that the law should be in place, but I'm not out here advocating for, like, the way these arguments come out is like people like just need to be able to go and kill their kids. And it would, like I said, the equivalent would be like, no, but I really need the option to beat my kids if I have to. Like, that's it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And I feel like most of the stuff that I see people protesting / marching or whatever for is just trash. It's just trash. Like I saw somebody on a panel recently talking about reparations, and I'm like, really? Really? And anytime somebody does, like, anytime I've been in this conversation, I'll ask, like, okay, so how does that play out? I don't know. Like, I think this is one of the things that ruins people's positions often. If you just ask them basic questions past their like hot button talking point. Like, in this particular debate that I referenced, how do you explain for the 1 million babies killed by mothers? We don't need to worry about them. There's enough people. That was her reply. And she felt in her gut that was like, got him. Like, and it's sad, because if you debate from a truth perspective with even the slightest bit of information, you would never make a statement like that, because you would understand that human beings are below replacement rate, meaning at the rate we're going to just die off because we don't have enough people. Like, it's crazy. Or like, I was listening to a debate earlier where a guy was debating this dude named Destiny, and he said Destiny's point was we should keep all the illegal immigrants, not all immigrants, all the illegal immigrants, because we need them for the labor force. And the other person says, no, we don't. We have enough people. And he says, no, we don't have enough people. That's why we need immigrants. And I'm waiting for the dude, because he wasn't like a debater. He just was a regular old dude. And I was waiting for him to say, actually, no, he did say it. He was like, then why do we have unemployment? And Destiny's reply was, because we don't have enough immigrants. We need to get more immigrants so we can lower unemployment. And he's like, but why don't we just use the people that's on unemployment? Like, it's one of those things where if you just use common sense, it makes more sense. If you got people on unemployment and homeless and poor, and you supposedly got all these jobs, it's like when you hear people talk about our country versus other countries, and you realize that we have food waste. There's no way you should have starving people and food waste at the same time. Like, think about how that don't track. You got starving people all over the place and massive food waste at the same time. That's insane, but it exists. And that's off topic. Back to what I was saying. Like, I just think like some of our protests are just, they just trash. Like, and I don't understand how people in good conscience, with any monogram of common sense, will go out and protest some of the stuff they protest the right to be able to do. Like, I don't understand. I've listened to so many people, because I'm constantly trying to figure out how people want to do some of the stuff that they fight so hard to be able to do. And it's like I remember I would hear people say, well, if you want weed to be legal, then why don't you make alcohol illegal? And I was like, okay. So, and then of course, well, that's easy for you to say because you don't drink. Exactly. So, what if it was something you liked? I would stop. Like, like I smoke cigars. If overnight they decided that they was bringing back embargoes and all cigars was illegal, I would just stop smoking cigars. That's it. I'm not going to be like stressed about it, because I do accept the fact that they have health implications. Even if it's not that great in comparison to other things. Okay. But you get people like, it's wild. It's wild to me. Like I said, we have the most trash protests. I just gotta route it back to that. We have trash protests. I don't know why. I don't know when it started. I feel like it was my generation, because when I look back, I can see like how they just gotten progressively worse. And the stuff that I heard of that was protested before that was not like that, you know. And I don't know, like I said, it was wild to me that was her comeback. This is a woman. Her comeback was, we don't need to worry about that 1 million clump of cells. We have enough people. That was what she put her money on. I'm done.